In today's video, I'm going to show you how to paint these 3 flower pot illustrations in an easy and fun way. So without further ado, let's get started. Here are the materials that I am using for today's painting. I have Manual watercolor palette. I am using Strathmore watercolor cold brush sketchbook, and I am using Princeton brow brush size 8. And feel free to use any supplies of your choice. To begin, I am going to mix and choose some colors in my palette. The first illustration that I'm going to paint is a rose pot. Rose is the first flowers that I ever learned how to paint in watercolor, and I think it's probably the easiest flowers to paint. So when it comes to painting flower pot illustration, rose is the first thing that comes into my mind. So for the color palette, I am going to pick some of the red, some of the pink in my palette for the roses, and I also choose some of the greens, different shade of greens for the leaves. And for the pot, I am going to use some kind of brownish colors in my palette as well. I'm not sure what is the name of the color, but it looks like the reddish brown. These colors are just for your reference. You can mix the color that are similar to mine, or feel free to use whatever colors that are available in your palette. To start, I'm going to pick up the light brown color to draw the shape of the pot. As you can see here, it is just a very regular shape that you usually see in the plant or flower pot, nothing too complicated. And next, I will move on to paint some flowers and leaves. As you can see, I basically just paint the blobs. These are the very organic shapes. It is not really complicated. You don't really have to pay attention to detail too much, since this is just an illustration, a loose illustration of flower pot, especially in this case it's a rose. So I'm just gonna paint some blobs and paint some of the leaf shapes around these flowers. And now I am going to pick the brown color to fill in the pot. Brown is the color that often seen in the pot in general, but if you want to have different colors, feel free to do so. You can also look up on the internet to see what kind of pot you like and follow accordingly. And now to make it a little bit more 3D dimension, so I am adding the shadow for the pot. Using the purple and the blue colors mixing together. You don't really have to use the dark colors like black to have to paint the shadow all the time, but you can mix some of the different colors like blue, dark blue, like indigo, or dark purple, so that the shadow can have a little bit of color and it can look less boring. And next, I'm just gonna go back to the flowers, the leaf, and adding more layers so that this is gonna look more defined, and make sure that you include different values to make it look more realistic and more interesting. I also decided to add some of the flowers next to the pot to represent some of the flowers falling on the ground. I think this is gonna add a little touch for your illustration, and I think it's look pretty cute. The next one is some sort of yellow flowers. I don't actually have a name for it. I got inspired from the actual flower pot that my mom-in-law just got for me recently. the flowers is yellow and it's the bed of flowers, so I'm just kind of mimic the shape of the flowers as you can see here on the screen. And later on I'm gonna put a statement in the middle, and I'm choosing the brown so that it can have a little contrast. And as you can see, I just kind of follow the order that I did with the rose pot. I go into light drawing the pots first, and then I painted the flowers and the leaf around the flowers. And after that, I'm just gonna come back and then add more layers. So if you follow this method, I believe that you can paint any flower pots that you want. And the difference is just the shape of the flowers and the colors. So make sure before you want to paint any kind of flowers, make sure that you observe the shape and mimic the shape accordingly. And that's it. That's just pretty simple. And adding some shadow, adding some of the flowers on the ground to add a little bit more interest, and that's it. You have the second illustration. And the third one, also the last one I'm going to share with you in this video, is not the flower pot, but it's a fruit tree. It's a kumquat tree. This is the one that I actually have in my little garden, and again from my mother-in-law. She's the best. I think it looks so cute, so I decided to illustrate this. You can see the picture on the screen right here. And again, it's pretty easy. I'm starting with the leaf and adding the fruit. And the process is pretty much self-explanatory, so I don't think I have anything else to add. So now I want to take a moment to first, sorry for not being very consistent with uploading a new video lately. It's probably about 2 months since the last time I posted a new video. The reason is that I just gave birth to a baby boy back in March, so I need time to fully recover after birth, and also need time to take care of my newborn baby. And now after 2 months, things have gotten better. We're still very busy as a new parent, but I still managed to have some spare time for myself, so I decided to just get back to YouTube and upload a new video. I'm not sure how consistent it's gonna be, but I'll try to upload the new video every week, just like the old schedule. Hopefully I can keep up with that, or if not, then probably twice video a month, I think. And yeah, that's the update, and I hope that you still continue supporting my channel. And thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video today, and I will see you in my next one.